everyone and welcome to my channel. So today's video is a little bit of a look through the outfits that I wore this year, 2021. I've chosen 12 based on a favourite or one of the favourites that I wore for each particular month. So I thought I'd share with you, maybe give you a little bit of inspiration going forward. So without further ado, let me show you what I've come up with. So for the month of January, I have chosen my Dorothy dress that I made in this gorgeous floral green vintage fabric that I got from Olive Road, London. And I'll pop the links for everything that I mentioned in this video in the box below, so please feel free to click on those links at your leisure. And yeah, so this was the Dorothy dress, which was a self-drafted dress that I created, and I was just kind of getting into the groove of drafting my own clothes at this stage, and I was getting a little bit more confident and went from like a straight bodice into a bit of a mock wrap. It does actually wrap over, but it's like stitched in so it doesn't open like a proper wrap type of dress. That will be coming this year. I've got a few plans on that this year. But yeah, so it's like a wrap dress, and it's more of an A-line dress with a fitted wrap bodice and just some cute little sleeves, which I could then layer with long sleeve skinny tees underneath if I wanted to. And I think I've made 3 of this type of dress, I believe, definitely 2. One in this gorgeous green floral, and I made another one in this gorgeous, really pretty floral. And but yeah, the green one is the one I wore in January, and I absolutely love it. I just love it over my jeans with a top on. I just love the silhouette, easy zip fastening at the back, pop it on, layer it, and there's so many different colours in that fabric that I can layer quite a few different tops on underneath. So that was January. Moving on to February, and it was the Adrienne blouse by Friday Pattern Company, the Adrienne top blouse, Friday Pattern Company. And I did a little bit of you could tell I'm getting more confident in my dressmaking because I did a little bit of a sleeve hack. And I didn't actually make this top in the February, but I wore it in the February, if you know what I mean. And it was an outfit I created for February, and I just absolutely love the little sleeve hack. I just wanted to do something a little bit different with it. I love the neckline on it, and I love those great big massive voluminous sleeves. That was the design of the original pattern, and I just thought, oh, what could I do to add a little bit of my own touch, my own little creative flair to it. So I basically chopped off quite a lot of the sleeve, kept a bit of the redesigned the sleeve, to be fair. Kept quite a bit of fullness in the sleeve head, so I kept the gathering, and then I chopped it off to make it like a little bit of a puffy short sleeve, and then I added in the rest of the sleeve just as like a skinny type of tee type of fit, and I was so thrilled with that, and I popped it on with my jeans and a little headband to bring out that turquoise, and I just felt like the bee's knees wearing that day. I remember wearing it that day because it was February and it was quite a mild day. And that's why I wore that in the February. It was one day that was really quite warm and mild, and yeah, I felt really pretty in that. And I didn't actually make another one in that quite daring fabric for me. I pop a picture up for that one as well with those lips on, which quite a few of you said, ooh, is that really you, Jane? And I remember saying at the time when I had that fabric, you know, if you don't try, because I was thinking, is it really me? But if you don't try, you don't know. And I really enjoy wearing that top. But I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really worn it as much as the pretty green one. It's not quite me, but I will wear it. Florals and more my vibe. But you've got to try things, because if you don't try, you will never know, will you? So yeah, so that was February. And then moving on to March was my ever faithful Roscoe blouse. I made this in my French chambray that I have quite a lot of, that I had when I used to have my shop, and I picked the gorgeous rose, the large rose floral French chambray, made this blouse. I love the Roscoe blouse. It's by True Bias, and it's a great blouse to start with if you're fairly new to sewing. It's quite a good blouse to start with because there's no fastenings as such, just a little pretty little tie at the front. Got a bit of gathering on the neckline, but obviously you've got to learn some time, haven't you? And it's only gathering, there's no fastenings, and it's a lovely little top, and I love this top. I have worn it so many times. It's a great favourite of mine. In fact, I've made quite a few of the Roscoe blouse throughout my sewing, and it's always worn. If ever I need a quick blouse to make, that's the one I tend to grab, that pattern, because it's just easy to make and it's lovely and comfortable to wear. So that was my Roscoe blouse. And then moving on to April was my Primrose dress, which is another one of my designs, and I made it in that fabulous vintage duvet cover that I'd had in the cupboard for years and years. Gorgeous floral vintage vibe, and I just love wearing this dress. I feel so pretty and vibrant and feminine and gorgeous and feel good when I wear it, which is what you should feel like. Popped it on over my jeans, white skinny tee underneath, and yeah, absolutely love it. And I got so many compliments when I made that dress. I love the ruffle neckline, I love the ruffle on the sleeve, I love the silhouette of this dress again, fitted bodice but with a cute little gathered skirt just above the knee or knee length type of thing. Really pretty dress, just love that fabric, and because it's vintage and it's a duvet and it's recycling and it's upcycling and it's self-drafted dress and I made it myself, so it's all those things encompassed together to create a gorgeous little dress. And then for May, absolutely gorgeous floral fabric that I got from Minerva, and I got 2 meters of it, and I thought I've got to do something really special with this gorgeous floral fabric, and I created the Dixie dress with that beautiful ruffle around the neckline, those puffy gathered sleeves, and proper full-on oversized maxi type of dress with pockets. Oh, I felt like a princess wearing that dress. It's just so feminine, but that fabric is just to die for. Oh, I absolutely love that fabric. And that Dixie dress, obviously I've since gone on to create part of my custom made clothing in the corduroy, the gingham and the floral. So, you know, when I wear that dress, it kind of brings back happy thoughts and memories of what that dress has since then gone on to create for me. That's another reason why I really love that dress. So that was the Dixie dress. So for June, it was a sad month because one of my gorgeous cats, Toffee Pie, sadly passed away, and it was a very sad time, and I was in the middle of designing and creating the Orla top, which I absolutely love that top, the raglan sleeve style Orla top, and I needed to do some sewing therapy for me while I was feeling really heartbroken, really. And I had that gorgeous fabric that I wasn't too sure about. It was like that iridescence to it, and I thought, was it really me? Because I'm more of a floral and obviously this is plain, but it had that iridescence to it. I just thought maybe I should do some nice slow stitching, some hand embroidery. So I sat one day, designed a really simple embroidery border to go around the top. A few hours to myself with some music on. I remember it clearly. And I slow embroidered this design around the top, and whenever I wear that top now I think of our Toffee, and it really did help me actually doing that sewing. I have happy thoughts wearing it. I don't feel sad wearing it. I just have happy thoughts of our Toffee Pie, and I absolutely love that top, and I really do like it now, because I remember at the time saying I wasn't sure whether it was my type of colour, but I really do like it, and I love the iridescence, and it's actually hanging up on the rail there. There it is there, just to quickly show you, with the embroidery around the bottom, and you can see it's catching the light, that iridescent fine gold thread running all the way through this fabric. There was happy memories stitching that. And then July was another big floral fabric. You remember that gorgeous geranium fabric I got again from Minerva, and oh, delicious. And I drafted a dress. It was like a midi dress, very similar to what I'm wearing, like the Peggy, like this is like my first Peggy dress that I made. This is like a prototype. So I went on to develop that dress, the geranium fabric, a little bit more. I think I took a little bit more off the bodice, made the bodice a little bit more fitted, and then obviously you wanted to use all the fabric up because I didn't want to waste that gorgeous fabric. And it turned out to be about a midi length dress, Absolutely love those colours because of that turquoise background on the fabric, and then all the geraniums printed on. Just all my colours, I really do suit the turquoise aqua colours, and really good on my skin tone. And yeah, just beautiful. And again, I got so much feedback, so many good lovely comments from you all on that dress. And again, another pretty dress that one, you know, when you put something on and you feel gorgeous and pretty and feminine, that's another one of those dresses. So that was my geranium fabric dress. And then moving on to August, oh, again, another Minerva fabric. I think I was in the spate of doing all the Minerva fabrics that I'd been given from Minerva as part of my role as an ambassador for Minerva. And this was this gorgeous French terry fabric. And although it was quite a dark colour and maybe quite autumnal in look, I was originally going to do like a autumn winter type of sweatshirt thing, but when I got 2 meters of it, I couldn't waste it on just a sweatshirt, so I thought I'm going to try my hand at making maybe a t-shirt type of dress. And I created that dress there, and I had some spare jersey trim in the yellow, so obviously I added that extra trim to it just to bring out the yellow in that pattern, and I added that lovely frill at the bottom. And yeah, it was quite a heavy-ish type of dress to wear, but it wasn't overly warm to wear because it was French terry. It wasn't overly warm to wear throughout the summer because obviously it's cotton, so it's breathable and quite cool, and short sleeves, and I had bare legs, and I wore it with like my plimsolls. It was a great summer dress. And then from there I made that polka dot dress again. Both great dresses, but yeah, I absolutely loved wearing that dress. I wasn't really much of a dress person, like full-on dress without any trousers underneath. This year I've really gone outside the box and tried different things and wore dresses, can you believe? And yeah, I really enjoyed making that dress. Just loved how it turned out, and I loved the puffy sleeves and the cuff on it, and oh, it was so feminine again. A great t-shirt type of dress, and I would like to work on that as a pattern moving forward into next year, so watch this space on that one. And then moving on to September was this dress I'm wearing. This is my first draft at this dress. I always have, when my drafts work out really well and I can wear them like a wearable toile, shall we say, if they work out really well, I always have like quite a bit of an affection for them because I put a lot of work and effort into making it, and when it turns out and I feel good and it fits well, it always gives me that extra boost, and I always like have a fondness for it, and I have a great fondness for this dress. It's just so easy to wear, and this is in like a brushed cotton, so it's lovely and soft, easy to wear, amazing to work with. I love working with brushed cotton fabric, and it's got that little bit of a plaid feature going on, and it goes so well with this amazing thrifted jumper that, if you remember, I'll pop the card up to my thrift haul. This amazing thrifted jumper, I can't believe anybody would give this to the charity shop. It goes with so much, and it goes really well with this dress. So this has been one of my well-worn favourite outfits this year, but this is the outfit I wore for September. I'm wearing it again today. And then moving on to October was again another wearable toile, was my very first poppy pinafore when I was way back going into more of the designing. This is one, you could tell it was way back then because obviously I forgot to put pockets in this one. I know, shock horror. And I always meant to go back in and put pockets in it, but I thought, oh no, I'll just leave it as it is because it's all part of the journey. It's all part of how I came about to create it. When I look back on it and wear it, I always think I forgot to put the pockets in this because I was still learning. So I just thought I'd leave it as it was. And I made this in this gorgeous viscose linen blend from Felicity Fabrics in this delicious olive green colour. So drapey and lovely to wear, and it doesn't, because it's got a blend of linen and viscose, it doesn't crease very much, which is a bonus. And since I made that one, I went on to develop it a little bit more and made the poppy pinafore sewing pattern, and also the poppy pinafore custom ready to wear for those of you that don't sew. So that was so again, that pinafore has got some really good history to it and always makes me smile when I wear it, especially because there's no pockets in. I was wearing that with another Roscoe blouse underneath. Now this was just a really simple outfit. So what shall I wear? And I thought, well, I've never worn that Roscoe blouse in that gorgeous brushed cotton with that poppy pinafore. I thought, wonder how it would go. Popped it together, loved it. Just loved that outfit. As soon as I put it on, I thought, yeah, I love this outfit, and I've worn that outfit a few times. And then moving on to November, again, remember that thrifted jacket that I got with that lovely like swing back type of effect. I've worn that so many times, and I popped that on over that floral Dixie kind of smock length, and I thought, oh, I'll make a shorter version, less voluminous versions, shall we say, and I only had, I think, just 1.5 meters of fabric for that one, so I could only make it like smock length, and it went so well. And I think I popped like a mustard coloured skinny rib jumper underneath, and then I popped that jacket on with my boots, and hey presto, another great outfit, great autumn outfit. It's one of my best thrifted finds as well this year, that jacket and this sweater. Well, that was outfit for November. And the final outfit for the month of December, which is obviously the last day of December that I'm in now, is my poppy pinafore, again with this skinny jumper, and I added one of my ever faithful raggy brooches to bring out a pop of colour onto the pinafore. And yeah, I just felt really good, and I just felt quite festive again, because it was New Year's Eve, and the festivities aren't quite over until New Year's Day's out, I always think. So I thought, well, what shall I wear to say goodbye to 2021? And I just thought that pinafore would be perfect. So that was my outfit for December. Now, these aren't all my favourite outfits that I've made, but these are all like really nice outfits that I created that I liked per month, if you know what I mean. So I hope I've given you a little bit of inspiration. I hope you liked some of the outfits that I've created. Let me know in the comments box below on what you think. Let's see what outfits I can create for 2022. That should be interesting. Thanks for joining me today, and I shall see you on my next video. Until the next time, bye for now.